What is good, Spuds? This is Jesse Whitedeer of the Needless Potatoes podcast, starring, hold for applause, me, Jesse Whitedeer. Thanks again for allowing us in your ear holes, in your earbuds, in your car speakers, in your life, each and every Friday. We are hosting a special episode tonight, and it is very special, mighty special, almost supernatural special. And that this is the first edition of the wrestling podcast that I'll be trying to release every month. So today's episode is with me, Jesse Whitedeer, DJ Bryant of Oberon, Ian Cooper of Ada, and Christian Colbert of Ada. So me and my three pals, we sit down, we talk shop, we talk wrestling, we talk all that good stuff. This is coupled with the Lucid Awakening episode. So you can listen to both, you can listen to either or. You know what, just listen to both. Don't even listen to what I just said. But yeah, so these wrestling episodes are going to be put out each and every month, just kind of when we can get together. So we got some stuff planned for you. But hey, not to worry, a musical episode or me and a guest and me and a band will be released every Friday as well. So that's not going to stop. Just these wrestling episodes will be every month, every now and then, just when we can get together and do it. And hey, if you really want us to do it more, then hit us up. Let us know. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let us know your thoughts and feelings. Just a little bit of maintenance work real quick. February 8th, said that weird. Oberon, Stonewolf, a lady we all know, are all going to be at the Blue Note in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And for $7, and if you're 21 and up, you can come up and check that out. All three are killer bands, and you don't want to miss that show. So mark that out on your calendar. And hey, listen to this podcast on the way up there. Listen to the Needless Potatoes podcast. If someone says, hey, you, what were you listening to just now? Say, hey, the Needless Potatoes podcast starring Jesse Whitedeer. Him, that's me. I'll be there in the vicinity. You can point at me. And you can even, let me know that, you can let the guy know that I'm your friend. If that helps you or doesn't help you. If it doesn't help you, I'm very sorry. But hey, anyways, enough of the small talk. Enough of all this chitter chatter. You want to get to a little bit of the bubbly, which is this podcast. So check us out each and every Friday, Needless Potatoes podcast, all that good stuff. If you want to support us on anchor.com, you can. If you don't, that's cool too. Yeah, just as long as you guys are supporting in whatever way, that's great. I love you for it. But yeah, so on to the podcast. And real quick, before I forget, definitely check out Warlord Radio on Harry Rock Radio. And every Sunday night, you will be treated to a new episode, and you'll be able to like it and love it. Carrot Coleman, who's a huge wrestling fan, by the way, huge Cactus Jack fan, sorry, bang bang, and Craig Meinhardt. We're working on getting him, into the wrestling, but we'll see how it goes. Both of those guys are massive fans of this podcast, but they are great friends as well, and they are both in two killer bands down in there in Denton. So check those guys out. Check out Warlord Radio every Sunday night on Harry Rock Radio. And report back to us. Thank you so much for allowing us in your life. And we love you for it. And stay safe, guys, and have a great Friday. Hello, everybody. Welcome to
Joe Rogan over
the
here.
Needless.
This is the motherfucking Cash App.
This is the motherfucking Cash App.
You probably want to cut that out.
Well, yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Unless they sponsor me, who knows?
Yeah.
But this is the Needless Potatoes podcast. I'm joined by the greatest stable in Needless Potato podcast history, Mr. DJ Bryant, Christian Colbert, and Ian Cooper. Okay.
Copper.
Just botched your last name.
Oh,
Shoot.
It's a shoot.
To work. Anyways, guys, how are you doing?
Fantastic. How are you doing?
Very horrible.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, truly. Actually,
more
I'm
do you
kind of
want?
sick, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got me out during Christmas week, you piece of shit.
I wish I could be anywhere else besides here at this table.
Wait, why are you here recording podcasts when you're sick?
Because I do anything for you.
Oh, that's
Yay.
That's sweet.
You're welcome. And I'm getting paid $50, right?
Yeah.
Where's my money? Where's my money?
In quarters.
Woohoo.
So this is a special episode of the Needless Potatoes podcast. It's a wrestling episode since we're all huge wrestling fans and buffs right?
Yeah. Buff Bagwell.
Buff Bagwell. Yeah, Buff is the stuff.
Buff the stuff.
Yeah.
Can we talk about in a little bit what his fucking gimmick was supposed
Let's
to
talk
be?
about it right now. What do you think his gimmick is?
Did anybody actually? What was with the hat? The hat.
He was
That's what I was
sexy,
about to say.
bro.
I got everything about his gimmick that he's just an oiled grease monkey. Besides the Dr. Seuss hat,
Yeah, but the
that's
thing
the one that gets me.
Well, wasn't that basically a 90s thing anyway?
I guess it was.
It had to be.
The biggest thing I only remember from Buff Bagwell was that him and Booker T had that one main event on Raw, and then Stone Cold just had to hijack it because it was just horrible.
Oh, yeah, and that was the end of Buff Bagwell, right?
Yeah. They
was
said,
one and
you're done. You're
Yeah.
done. Never saw him on Raw again.
Can we talk
ever.
about how much steroids that guy was on?
I mean,
Now he's
Is
like,
this a
why
Buff
not?
Bagwell shitting podcast?
Nah,
Shit
hey,
on Buff Bagwell?
he's a gigolo, or
Yeah,
he
he-
was after
yeah.
he left wrestling.
for a while.
Oh,
yeah.
man, I
So-
have so much more respect.
Does
for
it make
Buff
sense
Bagwell.
now? Yeah.
Does he still have the
Whole
hat though?
gimmick, dude. He was a gigolo.
I hope he does.
Well, his gimmick was that I think it was supposed to be the Val Venus of WCW.
Oh,
But he
Val
was like-
Venus Light.
Yeah, Val Venus Light, but he wasn't a porn star. He was just sexy, as
Oh.
DJ noted.
Yeah.
Very oily.
yeah.
Speaking of Val Venus, what about the time they cut his penis off
Mister!
or something like that?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh, choppy, choppy,
Yeah.
Yeah, choppy, choppy, your pee-pee. Yeah, that was Senai Kai, right?
Oh, Kaintai.
Kaintai,
Yes.
Kaintai. They tried to chop off
Shul
his really-
Funaki, number one announcer. Before he was number one announcer.
Yeah. My brother used to do that all the time.
He chops your weed.
No, he would do the Val Venus. He's like, hello, ladies. You want a big piece of the big Balboski?
Wait, didn't you do that to one of your ex-ladies? You came out and did the hello ladies thing?
Probably. Sounds like something I would do.
I think everybody
I think
did
that
it
was
one way or
me.
another.
I think you did
Oh,
that.
I
to me.
probably did it too.
What about the shaking of the hands? I used to do the shaking of the hands to get the water.
Oh,
off of me
yeah.
After I
Oh,
washed
yeah,
my hands.
Yeah.
And I did it
you
one
think
time
you were
at
cool?
school, and I got some water on a kid, and he told on me.
Oh, yeah?
He said I was splashing water on him.
Oh,
true,
yeah?
true story.
Wait, but you
So
you
let's
should've
not
told
talk
them-
about Val
You should have
Venus.
told them that you were in gimmick though.
Yes.
You were in character when you did
I was in
that.
4th grade. I didn't know what a gimmick was at that time. I thought this guy was a real porn star.
Well,
You mean to tell me Undertaker
he-
really wasn't a dead guy? Oh,
No, he was a
Wait.
biker. He was an American badass.
Well, he was still dead man when I was in fourth
well,
grade.
he was a biker, and then he was a cult leader,
Yes.
and then he
that
was
was
a
peak
mortician.
Undertaker. Can we talk about that? That I feel like is what his
What,
gimmick was
cult?
supposed to be.
Yes.
That was
Dude,
yeah. that was a
Ministry of
good time.
Darkness. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Like
Even
97,
if it seemed
98.
cheesy now.
99
Some
was
parts.
kind of
Good, yes.
but
Yeah, it was fun to me. Yeah.
Remember he hung Austin from his symbol? That was
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
he's sacrificing
Yeah.
this dude.
Yeah.
All right. That's
Oh,
it.
higher power. It's me, Austin. Of the
I just
higher-
watched that clip the other day, and it is man. The crowd reaction is just phenomenal.
What's funny is go back and watch old school like 98 to 2000 Raw and SmackDown. Even if you were like a lesser known wrestler, you'd still get a huge pop. Now, where the hell are the pops now? Nowhere.
Well, dude, even for the bigger wrestlers,
I know.
It's just, I don't know.
The internet has ruined wrestling as we know it.
I think so.
I agree.
think a big
It
part of
really
it
has.
It really
It's
has.
ruined kayfabe for a lot. Like how do you guys feel about this? About wrestlers and their real life personas being displayed on like Twitter and Instagram?
It kind
I
of
think it-
loses the
Like
the
in a way, yeah,
coolness.
you can stay away from that.
but
But like for these kids, a lot of them
Yeah.
don't get it.
Well, think about how far
We
they
never
would
had
take
that.
it back in the day. They like wouldn't even ride together. If they were
yeah,
heel or face.
exactly. Like if
And
you're
they were
Steve
in
Austin, you're not
character
going to
in
ride
public.
with the Undertaker because you don't do that.
Or The Rock, yeah.
Yeah, Rock and
Yeah.
Mankind, really
If
friends?
you,
No,
Have
no.
y'all listened to the new podcast with Steve Austin and Undertaker?
That is good.
I haven't listened to all of it, but
Dude,
they talk about where
it's awesome. It's good.
he
Yes.
started to wear all black. He just started to be the Undertaker.
Yeah.
And that obviously paid off well for him.
Yeah.
So
And then hearing his start off that his very first match with Bruiser Brody of all people, that's scary as hell.
Well,
Yeah.
he was going to be the Eggman as well.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Eggman.
oh yeah, he was so worried about that.
He's like, I didn't want to be this.
Whatever was that egg?
Well,
Gobbledygooker.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was supposed to be.
Chavo Guerrero Sr.
Yeah, so it was supposed to be like a big reveal, like it was going to be like the next like villain or alien or whatever, but it got scrapped.
That's
I remember
awesome.
hearing because What Culture Podcast does it,
Yes.
where they do 5-star reviews,
Uh-huh.
and it's usually terrible things like
Yeah.
gimmicks or like promos done, and they talked about that one. Yeah,
Oh, about the gobbledygook.
yeah. I've always wanted to go
Gobbledygooker.
back and watch it. So
Yeah.
that was supposed to be Taker.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah,
Eggman.
Eggman.
Yeah, yeah.
But like Taker was, they were considering Taker to play Eggman.
God.
But it was
Good.
gonna be a
Good thing
That
we
would have sucked.
would never
Yeah.
would have. No.
Can we talk about worst gimmicks of all time?
Oh, Kazarni.
I'm gonna go with the Demon Del Torborg, or however you say his last name,
What?
from Kiss. You don't remember that guy? From
Oh, the guy who tried to be the
WCW?
Kiss demon or
Kiss
something.
demon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I just knew him as the Kiss Demon.
Yeah, that's what I
I
remember.
didn't know he had a name.
Kevin Nash as
Definitely
the
had a
Wizard of Oz, or he was the
Oh, yeah,
Grand
Oz.
Wizard. Oh God, that was horrible.
I think for me it was probably. You remember the Highlanders?
Yes, Rory. I'm Rory. I'm
Yeah.
Rory. That's
Pretty
all we
much
say.
the War Raiders.
Sub-Zero.
How dare you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, are you talking about
I can't remember his name.
Oh,
off the top.
Glacier.
Glacier?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Dude, did you see? So there was. I was watching a clip on Instagram, and it's where Glacier and he's like no selling Goldberg's moveset.
Yeah.
And Goldberg just fucking
Yeah.
shoot elbows him,
Yep.
and then just picks up and slams him.
Mhm.
It's fucking
I'm
awesome.
still mad at Goldberg for ending Brett's career, and he said he hates that he was responsible for that. That was
Yeah,
rude.
I mean,
Fuck Bret Hart.
Oh, hey,
We got a Shawn Michaels fan in the house.
yeah.
I'm HBK
No, that
too,
dude
but
just has
come on,
the personality of the wall behind you.
it's just Brett. Hey,
But he's got the work ethic.
He does. I guess
Hey,
that,
okay.
that makes
Hey.
up for something.
Yeah.
Okay, one word match. WLC. That was hilarious, but great.
DJ, what was your worst gimmick?
Worst
Worst gimmick that you?
I told you.
Oh,
Glacier.
Glacier.
I brought that up.
didn't like
Wasn't
yeah.
he just in the AEW
No, I
Battle
said
Royal?
Sub-Zero. and
It
he
was-
confirmed
it was
it.
Glacier.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that one?
Well, there's three.
Oh, it was
Rikishi.
Chavo Guerrero as Kerwin White.
Yeah.
That was horrible. It's not right if it's not white. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
are you kidding me? And Dolph Ziggler was the caddy.
I hate Dolph Ziggler.
What?
Wanna
Y'all
be
like Shawn
HBK.
Michaels light?
Wanna be HBK.
Well, okay, so here's my. I don't know how you guys are. So I watched wrestling. I vaguely remember up to maybe the 2000, like mid 2000s, 2007, something like that. And so I missed from 2007 basically to 2015. That whole time period is kind of vague to me. So I come into Dolph Ziggler, and well, WWE nowadays is basically once you start to like a character, they completely ruin it for you.
Exactly.
Like Braun Strowman, for instance. I was a huge Braun Strowman fan, and they just totally buried him, basically. So I feel like that Dolph Ziggler is kind of that way for me, too. It's
I
like
can
whenever
see
I was
that.
getting back into him, I was like, oh, he seems kind of cool. And
Yeah,
then I was like,
yeah.
oh, wait, no, I hate
But do you remember?
I hate this
Hello,
guy.
I'm Dolph Ziggler. I was like, what the crap?
Yeah.
This is not going to catch
And
up.
then the number 30 spot at Royal Rumble a couple
Oh,
years ago.
yeah.
And everybody was excited, waiting
like,
on
oh,
someone
it's
to
gonna
come
be,
out. Oh, it's
gonna be
just Dolph
Daniel
Ziggler.
Bryan. No,
Yeah.
it was
Okay,
not.
never mind.
What a
Nope.
horrible feeling to have about your character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best interactions because I've met a couple wrestlers, and I think one of the best ones I've ever met was I met Kane at a Barnes and Noble in Norman. It was when they were having the Matt Hardy Edge cage match in Oklahoma City, Unforgiven 2005 maybe. Yeah. But the funniest thing is I'm meeting Kane. I walk up to him and I'm like, oh my God, my friend behind me was talking all big. I'm gonna go talk to Kane. I'm gonna go do this. He gets up and he goes, hi there, man. And he goes, like, dude, you gotta talk. He's like, Kane, Mr. Jacobs, what do you want me to do? He goes, Kane's cool, dude. And I'm like, so we were just talking, and the security guard, about 6'2", walks up. He goes, Kane, we got to hurry up. You got to meet more people. And he goes, dude, I'm meeting my fans. You can shut up, or I can chokeslam you through the table. I'm like, do it, do it, do it, do
He
it.
should have.
So anyway, we're walking off. He gave us high five, pictures and everything. Really nice guy. And this guy behind us thought he'd be funny. Got him an apple. He goes, here, Kane, here's my apple. He goes, bites into it, and he goes, you think I'm Carlito? And throws it and chunks it in the head. He goes, dude, get this guy out of my sight, please. I said, man, you're so cool. He goes, yeah. And I said, just everything that I thought. He goes, if you think I'm cool, you need to meet other people. And he was telling me who you need to meet and who you don't need to meet. So,
Oh, yeah? Who'd he say who you don't need to meet?
Who you don't need to meet? He said, I'll tell you, we're one of the
Who
biggest.
Guerrera?
Yeah, probably.
The Juice?
No, he said one of the biggest people never to meet is Hardcore Holly because he's just a dick.
Well, he
That
beat the
doesn't
fuck out of that
surprise
one
me.
dude.
Yeah,
Tough enough.
Daniel Pewter.
Well, isn't he
No,
dead now
not
anyway?
Daniel Peter, but some dude. He got a.
Crash Holly's dead. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Elroy.
but like,
I thought Hardcore was, too.
No, he's
No,
just
he's
not
just-
doing
he's just an asshole.
Okay.
But he said one of the
It's like a huge
one of the
tribal
best
tattoo.
people to meet is Matt Hardy.
Oh, yeah,
so.
that's right.
Oh yeah.
Matt Hardy
Yeah.
is terrible?
No, one of the nicest people
Oh,
to meet.
okay. I was going to say, I've heard that he's
Yeah,
really
I would
cool,
love
yeah.
to meet Matt because we're both dads, so I thought that would be cool to meet And plus, watching my older two kids fight like Matt and Jeff all the time, so it's great. But
Yeah.
having not two boys, but a boy and a girl, they fight like the Hardy Boys. So
Yeah.
Opinions on Jeff Hardy?
he's great in his prime, but he's fallen from grace.
See, a lot of people call him a spot monkey. How do you feel about that? Do you think he's actually a good wrestler? Because he has botched a lot in his career.
Christian,
He
you need to get
has,
a little
but
bit closer
who
to the mic.
hasn't? Who hasn't?
This is
though?
good. I want my lips touching the mic. I don't know what I'm doing here.
I think Jeff's good.
Or like speak a little
Just
bit
I think
louder.
Matt's the better all-around wrestler, though. That's just me, though.
Probably, yeah. But I think they both did great together.
Yes.
I think that's.
Amazing tag team.
Yeah.
Up there and one of the best tag teams of all time.
I agree. Best tag team.
I still love Jeff. I don't care.
Yeah, Jeff's still good. Just
Yeah.
I miss him.
Well, I mean, like that can be said about anybody. You can say like, "Oh, The Rock was a great wrestler, but now he's not," or like Stone Cold was a great wrestler, but then towards the end of his career he wasn't. Or so it's like you can make that argument about anybody.
Okay.
There's not a lot of wrestlers you can't say that
One
about.
I saw this the other day. Someone was comparing this. They're like, okay, back in the day we had Hogan and Savage, then we had Austin and Rock. Someone said this generation's is Bryant and Miz.
You gotta
Is
get
that
a
safe to
little
say?
bit closer.
Is that safe to say?
Brian and Miz. Well, Brian probably. I was never a Miz fan.
I
He's
never
not-
was, but
Well, who would we say before that though? Because you have.
He said Hogan and Savage.
Yeah, I know, and then
And-
Rock and
and
Austin.
Austin.
yeah,
So
you could say
we kinda
you could say Edge and Cena because
Edge
I was gonna say Cena
Yeah.
and somebody clearly probably.
Edge and Cena, and then he was saying Bryant and Miz. But like, I mean, isn't that what you said, right?
Yeah, that's what I said.
honestly,
I don't
if you,
think so. No.
I
wouldn't put him
I
in
would
that
say
same
Brock
caliber.
and Roman.
Oh, safe to say.
I would probably.
I just
like,
don't never like Brock. I've never liked Brock. I might be in the minority,
Yeah.
but I don't like Brock.
I don't really have a problem with Brock because,
He has his moments.
yeah,
He
he
has
can
a
like
Brock
okay, so
Party was hilarious though.
Oh,
Brock
that was
Party
so
was
funny.
hilarious.
When he came out, like, sliding to the side.
whenever he come out and got the Money in the Bank,
Yeah,
I died laughing.
I
'cause
wasn't
was like,
mad at
of
all.
course,
Of course.
this-
But
Of course.
I felt so bad for Ollie because he's up there. He's
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it, and then
yeah.
dead. I was like, poor Ollie. He's dead.
I'm
Feel
sure he
back
was
here.
happy to be in that spot though.
Oh,
Still,
yeah.
hey, it's better than what's his name taking the women's first ever. Money
Oh
in the
yeah,
Bank.
James Ellsworth,
Yeah,
Mr.
Ellsworth,
No Chin.
Pedophile James Ellsworth?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is he a for real pedophile?
yeah,
Yeah, he sent nudes to like a
like 14-year-old.
15, 14, yeah, something crazy like that.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah, super creep.
Well,
Yeah.
all right.
yeah. All right.
I gotta
But,
buy my
um,
James Ellsworth shirt then.
As
Do you really have a James
No,
Ellsworth
I
shirt?
really
Oh,
don't.
I was like, oh god.
but did you guys watch the Brock Lesnar like Daniel Bryan match by any chance,
No,
I
or
didn't.
with
Yeah.
Finn Balor? Those are
Those
great
were good
matches.
matches,
They're really
yes.
good matches.
Really?
Yeah.
I really thought Finn had that one.
Yeah, and Brock, he can if
If
he
he
wants
needs to.
to, he will.
His moveset is so limited.
But
from
it's
what
funny,
it
you go
used to
back and
be,
watch
though.
old
Watch
ones.
these moves. Watch
Well,
them.
yeah.
Those matches.
Those are
it-
good
is it
matches. Then watch
redeeming?
old Brock Lesnar matches. One of my favorite matches, got it by far because it had one of my favorite wrestlers in it. But Eddie Guerrero, Brock Lesnar,
Uh huh.
great match because he brought out the best in Eddie.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Another notable one was I think SummerSlam whenever Rock dropped the belt to Brock.
Oh yeah,
That was a great.
I
match.
didn't think that was going to happen. I was like, oh, he's no. they're
Yeah,
not gonna
that
give
was
it
a
to
great
him.
match,
They're not
too.
gonna give it to him. But yeah, I agree.
When that's supposed to be? What year was that?
2003 maybe.
When that's supposed to be Austin around that time?
Yeah. And
Yes.
That's when Austin.
Yeah.
Austin
went
didn't
home.
want to.
Yeah, and then he walked out. Yeah.
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 Yep.
But Rock's like,
So
I'll do it.
What are some of your like favorite wrestlers? So we'll start with you, DJ. Like
Um,
top 3 wrestlers
Of all
Go-
time.
of
or-
all time.
Of all time. Okay.
Well,
Of all time,
I'll make it a little bit difficult. So like from like 70s to like probably 80s. And
no,
then
I'm just gonna
90s.
go tell you right now.
Oh yeah, okay, just top 3 then.
Goldberg,
Okay,
Stone Cold,
okay.
Undercarter.
and The Rock.
Well, I mean,
It's a toss up between The Rock and Mankind. It's hard to say,
right.
but those
What-
are
Okay.
my 3.
What about you, Christian?
Sting, it will always be number one. That is without a doubt.
He's up there. He's top 5 for me. But
Oh, top one in my heart. But Jeff Hardy, I really liked him as a kid. I don't really feel the same way about him now.
But as a kid, that was your go-to.
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, it was pretty cool seeing him jump off shit.
Yeah.
And probably Mick Foley. Mick Foley's number 3. I really enjoyed just his personas.
Okay, so top 3. one for I just guess the whole redemption arc and storyline for me was Eddie Guerrero. So
Yeah.
I liked Eddie. Taker, by far, you could put Taker in a match with a broom. He'd make the broom go over because he's just the Undertaker. He is wrestling. And when everybody jumped ship to WCW, Taker stayed.
Yeah, get closer
So-
to the mic. It's kind of a shitty one.
Is that one better? Better?
Okay, Joe Rogan.
Okay. But then also, I guess
pull
one of
that
my, I was a big Macho Man fan because that's the earliest memory of wrestling I can remember, Macho Man. But it's got to be Mick Foley because not only could he take everything,
Yeah.
but Mick Foley, I was always convinced he looked so much like my dad. I was like, is my dad really Mick Foley? And I
Yeah.
did not know it.
When he won the belt was like one of the best moments
Yes.
in
Oh, hell
wrestling
yeah.
history, I think.
Oh yeah, that's gonna put butts in seats. And
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
It finished the war.
Well,
Tony Schiavone was not wrong with that
yeah.
statement.
well, I think for me, it's probably either it's a tie between The Rock or Austin,
Yeah.
and then Eddie Guerrero and Mick Foley / Cactus Jack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mick Foley. This should just be a Mick Foley appreciation podcast.
I'm cool with that.
Dude.
What's your favorite time period for Cactus Jack?
Oh.
Cactus Jack probably in that WCW era.
Like early 90s?
Yeah, because that's when he was like this. Well, he was developing the character, but that's when he wasn't like real. I don't know. Like he wasn't. I'm trying to think of like the best word. It wasn't like commercialized as much as
Yeah.
he did when he like
Right.
later on. So I really appreciated that when he came out with
Yeah.
the cheetah boots, and I really loved his match with Vader at Halloween Havoc.
Oh,
I
that
think
was
that
a good
was
match.
like
That was a good match.
that was prime.
Is that
Cactus Jack.
the match where
Where
gets his-
Vader botched and slammed him on his head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I guess I didn't know too much about Mick Foley's personas until later on and everything, but I can still remember that Hell in a Cell with Triple H. That was that was great.
I just watched that with my buddy Randall. Shout out to Randall Dang. But we,
Yeah. Randall.
yeah, we just watched it.
Randall.
Randall. What about you, DJ? Best era of Cactus Jack or Mick Foley?
Just the best era.
Yeah, like the best incarnation, like 90s, 2000.
TNA 2010.
Oh,
Mick
no,
No,
Foley
we don't speak of that. Shh, don't speak
versus
of that.
Sting at Lockdown.
What about GM
Oh,
of Raw?
Commish.
Yeah.
the commission. Oh, good times.
Early
Good.
2000s, like
Yeah.
Yes.
2000, 2001.
One of my favorite moments ever is whenever he come out as Cactus Jack. Whenever I think he did the three faces on the Titantron.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he come up, Mankind, and then Dude Love come on, and
Yeah.
then Triple H
it
was
was his
standing there.
debut.
Yeah.
Yep.
And,
He gave a pile driver through the table.
yeah.
Yep.
And then another time whenever he come out, I think he was going up against Viscera,
Uh huh.
and he come out and he started
world's
throwing those
largest
basketballs at him.
No, before that, but yes.
Yeah.
You're right.
I have
Yeah.
never seen this.
He
Wow.
started throwing basketballs at him.
Yeah.
Dude, I laughed so hard.
Yes,
It's
it was a
still-
hardcore match, and it's just,
Yes, it was, yeah.
it was basketball.
Yeah,
Getting
he was
bounced
just
off
being-
Viscera's head. I'm
yeah.
like, what the
He was
hell?
coming down the ramp, and Viscera was coming up. I think I remember this correctly. I need to go back and watch it.
It's
He
like
started-
Vince Russo era.
Dude,
Probably.
he needs to come back. That's
Yeah.
what's missing.
we need.
You're not lying. I don't.
We need.
Did you see what Vince Russo said? He's like, the only reason why Vince doesn't want him to come back is because if ratings go up, he won't be able to admit that it was Vince Russo.
Oh my god.
Could this be now Vince Russo? Bruce
Wait, you guys are Vince Russo fans?
he did.
In
You
a
can't
way.
deny what
He
In a
certain
way.
things. End
Well-
of WCW, yeah, it was trash, but nobody could do anything for WCW then.
It was
just-
lost
yeah, but
cause.
like,
Very.
okay,
It-
so-
yeah,
At least he
it-
was trying things.
It
But
wasn't
like-
just Vince
maybe-
Russo. at
Hold
that
on, real quick. But like Attitude Era, yeah, absolutely. But like WCW era, no.
You got to remember he worked for WWF too.
Yeah, he worked during the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to go back to Cactus Jack real quick, can we talk about his best match, which was him versus Randy Orton at Backlash 2004
That was a
for the
killer.
IC title?
Yeah.
I got to go back and watch that.
I
There's so
watched
many
that as a
matches.
matches.
kid.
RKO
My parents
into
got that for
thumbtacks.
pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That for a second, you really think he's going to win the goddamn title, man. It's wild.
It is
Yeah.
a good match.
And props to Randy Orton for taking them thumbtacks.
Yeah.
I hate Randy Orton.
Yeah, I
Not
hear
my
that.
favorite.
Yeah.
Not my favorite, but
What about when he was like, he got that one dude fired from the staff because he wanted him to touch his dick.
Oh.
Yeah, that was weird.
I remember he got King Kennedy fired.
Yeah, because Mr. Kennedy injured him, right? Or-
Yeah.
yeah.
He's in NWA now.
Yeah.
Does anybody watch that?
I watch this occasionally. It's pretty
I
good.
watched a few, yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's cool
Wade
for the
Barrett's
classic
about to be a
fan.
commentator for NWA. I read that.
Wow.
He's replacing Jim Cornette after
Yeah, Wade. After his
after the
little
chicken
Trevor
joke?
Murdoch
the
incident.
the Ethiopian joke.
Yeah.
That's just poor taste. That's not good.
And you know what's even bad? It wasn't an original joke because he used that back in the 90s. Or
Well,
like 80s.
even-
80s,
the
but it's a
70s.
different time now.
70s,
You can't.
80s,
You can't use
well,
that now.
Because he talked about it on his podcast, and the reason he said that he did it was because in that time period, everybody was using Ethiopian jokes.
Well, you might want to lay it out for the people.
Well,
listening.
okay, but like, so what he said is he said that on an episode of NWA Power, he said that Trevor Murdoch was so bad that he could strap a bucket of chicken on his back and ride through Ethiopia on a moped, and like. That joke doesn't age well. There are other ways you can say a guy is bad or he's tough.
Yeah.
But so Jim Cornette's reasoning was he said, "Oh, I've been using that joke since the 70s or 80s," and
but that didn't age well.
but it doesn't make it like even better.
No.
So it's which I like. I'm a big Jim Cornette fan, but even that's over the line. Like that's not.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Agreed. I agree.
Did you see? Or go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Did you see who just joined NWA?
Who?
Marty
Disco Inferno?
Scroll, right?
He didn't join. He did make an appearance.
Yeah.
Marty Scurll did.
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna stay there. Elijah Burke, was that his
Yeah.
name in WWE?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Street Prophet. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
the Street Pope.
yeah.
The Street Boat. Yeah, I saw that.
He's in there now, so I
Does it
guess
say
it's just
Street
gonna be a whole bunch.
We
of
have the Street Prophets.
yeah, I
the
was
Street
like,
Profits.
yeah,
Well, what?
yeah.
Well,
But
the
no.
Street Pope. Yeah.
I remember that. He Pope. Then he was Pope D'Angelo or whatever in TNA.
Yeah, D'Angelo De Niro or something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
But he was good.
So
I remember
that'll be
him had
interesting.
good matches with Punks in ECW. The very few matches in ECW I watched.
NWA
That-
seems like it's shaping up to be a promotion
Alternative.
where people didn't get to shine in other promotions. It seems
I
like,
can agree with that.
and that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, because they have Trevor Murdoch. They have Mr. Kennedy. They have Elijah Burke.
James Storm.
James Storm.
Eli Drake,
Eli Drake. Okay. Yeah.
So it's gonna be
Colt Cabana.
yeah.
Cole Cabana's in NWA.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Okay.
was the national champion. Is
Yeah.
that what's called, the national
National
champion?
champion, yeah.
And
It's-
that's
NWA 's
it.
not-
In this incarnation of NWA, like the power
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
Oh,
It's
and
pretty
Nick
good.
Aldi's champion.
Yeah.
Nick Aldis.
Yes.
Aldis.
Yeah.
Aldi?
Aldi.
Aldi.
You think he owns that grocery store?
I
Aldi's?
wish.
Yeah, let's
It'd probably
let's
be
just
better
think
if
he
did.
does.
Well, he's saving the people of Ada some money then. If he
Thank
does.
you.
Our hero.
Thank
Cheap.
you. Thanks, Nick Aldi.
Thank you.
Nick
Nick
Aldi
Aldi.
appreciation.
So, Christian, in our group chat, you said that there was a time when wrestling made you cry. Or you got
Oh
emotional.
yeah,
Let's
man.
hear about
So
that.
I watched wrestling when I was about 4 or 5. That's probably when I started, and I vividly remember 2 times when I cried. The first one is my mom rented me a VHS tape from Blockbuster.
Ooh.
Blockbuster video.
Shout out to Blockbuster.
I remember it being a Halloween Havoc one. It was Sting, but it was Sting with the red face paint. I remember throwing
Ooh.
a temper tantrum.
Yeah.
Wolfpack.
And I love red and black are my favorite colors, but not on Sting. Definitely
Yeah.
not on Sting.
Yeah.
It definitely made him greasier or like sweatier looking.
I think it's the red paint. It's like a greasier paint, maybe more
Yeah.
oil based, I guess.
Yeah.
And then the other time, I can't remember who he was wrestling, but it was like,
Wait, hold on. So what about it? That match that made you cry?
oh, they had red face paint. That's the whole
You were
thing.
sad?
I was sad. Yeah, I was like a 4-year-old kid. I was like, this is bullshit.
I remember going to school and everybody would be like dealing with the wolf pack. Are you the wolf pack?
Are you the
Yeah.
are you white and white
Yeah.
and black or you
Or
red?
red.
I'm like,
I was
what are you
always-
talking
always
about?
an
Because I was
LWO.
WWF. LWO.
WO, hell
Get
yeah.
out of the house.
Latin, Latino World Order?
Yep. How about BWO? If we're gonna go with these routes, we're gonna go
man.
Blue World Order.
NWO
yeah.
B team.
Oh, the B team.
The second time I cried, and this is kind of terrifying to think about now, but I forgot who he was wrestling, but blood just came down from the ceiling. Or like blood.
Oh
quotation
yeah,
marks.
yeah.
It was, the whole New Blood faction in
Oh,
WCW.
yeah.
And I remember being like, what is this? What is going on? There's just blood all over the ring.
You're talking about the Brood?
No, this isn't WCW.
Oh, okay.
I remember the. Yeah.
I
He was like feuding with Vampiro at the time.
Oh,
Okay.
Vampiro.
Was it Crowbar and Daisy? Remember that dude Crowbar?
Yes.
Yeah. What was that? The match, or
No,
is
I
that
think
what you're
that's
asking?
what you're talking about. It's like because it was Crowbar, Daisy, and then David Flair, and they were feuding with Vampiro.
It was No, it was definitely Sting. It was pretty much.
I think it was a Sting Vampiro. I think
It was like the whole New Blood versus Millionaire Club or whatever it was
something
called.
like that. Yeah.
So it was like
sounds a little
Vampiro
familiar.
and Eric Bischoff and Vince
Oh,
Russo
Bischoff.
and all these like younger people against the older people, pretty much. And
Old people.
I can't remember. I feel like Sting was in like a submission hold and blood just came down from the ceiling.
I can see that. Yeah, wow.
And
I have to go back and see.
And I was 5. You
Yeah,
know,
that would
that's-
don't
scare me.
remember, yeah.
I remember crying. I remember my dad having to calm me down.
Wow.
So that's the two terrifying times I have.
Oh,
Well,
no true sad moments. Like
No.
you were just terrified.
yeah, he just
Yeah.
peed himself.
Well, like
Terrified and pissed.
I was watching wrestling in the living room one time, and my mom came in just to watch. What are you looking at?
Speak
the
up,
things.
Jesse.
Just to watch Rikishi do the stink face to somebody. She's like, "What are you watching?"
Dude, I know those moments whenever like like you tell people like wrestling's great or whatever, but then there's those moments where you're like,
Yep.
if somebody walks in right now, it's gonna be really bad. Kind of like whenever somebody looks at your browsing history,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
You're like, oh. Still, that gets me to this day, and I can always remember this is a big, no offense, I love you, Mom and Dad, but this really made me mad is that they told me I couldn't watch pro wrestling yet. I'm the older child. I couldn't watch pro wrestling, but yet my kid sister, who is 9, is watching the real world on MTV, but I can't watch pro wrestling.
right? Yeah,
What the hell?
If it wasn't for the real world, you never would have had the Miz.
it's true.
Well, that's true.
So
It's
thanks
funny
for
when I
the
told
world.
my sister the Miz went. She goes,
I
"You
would
mean
have
the Miz?"
been cool with that. I would not have been
Yeah,
mad if,
I'd been all right,
if the real
honestly.
world was not a
Which,
thing.
like, okay, the Miz was like, he was a good heel for his time, but that's really when WWE didn't really have anybody. They
Yeah.
had John Cena, and I think maybe I don't even no, they didn't have Edge, and then like CM Punk had like phased out. So
You know, everybody says he's a really safe worker, and I get that, but man, he just makes a lot of moves look dog shit.
Yeah.
well, he's
sorry.
a
The
dog
Miz?
shit wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the skull crushing finale is not that intimidating to me.
Not
Yeah.
at all.
But
Just never really a big fan. Not even when he was with John Morrison.
Yeah.
oh, Joe Mo carried that team so much. And speaking, he's coming back. That's how I'm excited about John Morrison back in the WWE.
Oh, Johnny
Side-
Dark match.
Did you guys ever watch that match he had with Austin Aries on Impact?
That was
No.
so bad. It was good, but then that no sell Austin Aries.
Yeah.
He got the starship pain and he got back up like, oh,
I don't care for Austin Aries.
me neither.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
seems
it's
pretty
kind of an asshole.
A
dickish.
double, whatever.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Most hated wrestler.
Hated wrestler?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So, as in, like, you actually really don't like them, or like, as in their heel persona, or
You
I
just-
guess
like
like
you just
you-
don't like them?
You really just don't like them. you
Okay.
know?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Go ahead, DJ.
Let me
We'll
think.
start with you.
Of all time?
Don't
Just
start
in
with me.
general. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I got to think for a second.
Okay,
Yeah, so do
Christian,
I.
go ahead.
Well, I kind of asked this question without having an answer for myself.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
if somebody else
you're just
would like to
no
go?
selling your own question. Okay, I'll start.
okay, hang on.
Like, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So, like, for me, it's always been Triple H. Like, even as a person or as a wrestler, I just always hated Triple H.
Yeah.
I still
Okay.
do.
I got my
So,
I can
answer.
see that.
Yeah.
but go ahead, DJ.
Probably JBL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just,
Oh, that's
That's
That's a
even
good
as a
one for
worker.
sure.
I mean, I get like that's the heel persona, but I still just don't even like him. And actually, just as a person,
I hear that
because
is
what he did
bully.
to Blue Meanie.
Yeah,
beat
and
the
that-
fuck out of him.
Yeah,
for no
but
reason.
what was his name? Beat the shit out of JBL that time.
Oh.
Stevie Richards.
I never see Richard Joey Styles.
Joey Styles
Yeah.
like knocked him out, didn't he?
Yeah,
Or something
so-
crazy
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
Probably JBL.
Yep.
You know what, man? Since you said JBL, I might have to go with JBL.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
dude.
really just
Yeah.
thinking back on him.
Bradshaw was cool.
Bradshaw was cool.
I liked his character as Bradshaw,
Well,
but
Such a character change.
that was before I knew. And like I try and separate like the character from the actual person a lot because they are playing characters. But
But-
there's comes a certain point. Yeah.
Okay.
Jesse. Oh wait, you already said
Triple
it.
H.
Yeah.
I guess
Ian.
mine would be, and I might get flack for it, but Hulk Hogan. I hate him.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
Hulk
hate
Hogan's kind of an asshole.
I've never been a fan because
Yeah.
Wait, hold
I
on.
was a Macho Man fan.
Hold on. You weren't a fan of Santa with muscles? His
Anything with Hogan, I hate it.
Christmas movie?
Just how much he pushed people down and how much he, no matter what
What?
happened.
you
I
look
do. I have
confused,
one
Christian.
for you.
Yeah, he made a movie called Santa
yeah,
with
Santa
muscles.
with muscles.
I've never even heard of that.
I have not. I'm a
And
big,
then there's
I'm a big
bad.
Hulk Hogan
Okay.
movie fan.
Okay, hold on real quick. Like, you're gonna no sell fucking Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain, Ian?
Yeah.
What?
I'm sorry. I
What's
don't
this
like
podcast
Hogan.
about?
I just don't like Hogan. I've
Okay.
never loved
Well,
him.
We're
one of
gonna
my
do-
favorite matches of all time is actually The Rock versus Hogan.
That was a
at
good match.
WrestleMania.
Good match.
That was a good
That's
match.
one of my
I'll admit,
favorite
That's
matches.
the only Hogan match I will like.
He
I
put
will
Rock
admit.
over.
He did.
And by the end, like everybody was like, you didn't know who was gonna win.
Yeah, you're right.
It was a great match.
What about his Japan stuff? Have you seen any of that?
No.
Kind of more technical based Hulk Hogan, if
Oh,
you
really?
can believe that.
I can believe that, but I just still
It's
can't like
the
Hulk
American, it's kind of just working up to your finisher and getting the match over with. It's very theatrical, and the New Japan stuff is a lot more wrestling based. He does some pretty
I'd
crazy
go willing to
stuff.
watch that. But
Interesting.
I, just
I
don't
can't remember
like
who
Hogan.
he wrestled. I don't know if it was Antonio Inoki or
Probably Antonio Inoki.
His
Great Muda or somebody like that.
Buddha.
his turn on Savage though is probably
Oh.
one of the best turns of all
Yeah.
time. Though.
What about-
The best turn of all time.
What about when they they shoot that promo where they link up for the first time as the Mega Powers and they're both just like breathing really heavy and they're both like obviously on like drugs or on coke and
Probably.
fucking Mean Gene's just standing there like what the
Yeah.
fuck's even going on?
Are you talking about when he's talking about going to the
Yeah,
stratosphere?
the stratosphere.
He's like, the ionosphere, brother.
Yeah.
Where do we stop now?
Was Sid Vicious in that one?
No.
It's just them
might
two.
as well been.
They did
I
this,
know.
like, really
And Warrior,
intense
yeah,
It
It
just
goes with Warrior in
thinking
that.
about Sid Vicious.
Think of that leg break.
anything.
Oh god.
bending like an
The
action,
time he got-
like his action figure.
They threw shaving cream and it busted and got on Sid Vicious's face, right? Something
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, Sid Vicious' promo against I'm Huffy, you guys are what?
Which, so many promos to go on.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, when he messed up and then JR is like, "We're live, pal."
Yeah, he's like, let's start over.
Well, we're live. Yes.
Let's
Or
talk
Scott
about
Steiner's pole rants. That could be another podcast for itself.
Well, I mean,
they say all men are created equal.
Yeah. Did you see the one today on useless
Was it
memes?
like
Where it was like,
the sun?
Mom.
in the car?
No, it's like, Mom, why is my sister named Rose? Because we love roses or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, thanks, Dad. He's like, no problem. And then it has Scott Steiner's math promo. That's his name.
Definitely
Well,
a classic.
I kind of have an ill will to Scott Steiner because
oh,
I
yeah,
was.
he no sold your kid, right?
Yeah, he totally no sold my kid because
Classic
we go
Steiner.
to watch one of the indie show that he's
IWR.
at. Yeah, IWR.
Was it here?
Yeah, here in Ada.
Yeah,
And
we were there.
Yeah,
so
me and
anyway,
Jeremy.
we're going there. We're getting autographs. Like, shout out to Ricochet because man,
Yeah.
much respect to Ricochet because he gave it, and Tatanka because Tatanka was like
Yeah.
this, and we go up to Steiner. I said, hey, so can you get an autograph for my kid? He goes, yeah, $150. I said, are you serious for your autograph? He goes, yeah. You want a picture too? I'm like, yeah, that would be nice. He goes, $250.
What?
I'm like, are you kidding me? You are in Ada, Oklahoma. He goes, I don't care. I want to get out of this hellhole. And I was like, fine, whatever. And I took my son aside. I said, it's okay. I'm sorry, buddy. You didn't get Scott Steiner's autograph. He goes, no, he was a jerk. I'm like, it's going to be okay.
And he showed up late, too.
Yeah, and what it just really made my son. This is my first first wrestling show, and he did that. And anyway, Ricochet and Tatanka were like, "What's wrong, kid?" He goes, "Scott Steiner was mean to me." My son was like 5 at the time. Said Steiner was mean to me that whole rest of the night. Like no wrestlers would talk to him. Like you just made a kid cry. And Tatanka said, "He goes, it's okay. What's your name, son?" He goes, "Eli." He goes, I'll take care of Mr. Scott for you. And I don't know whatever happened about that. But and then he also blocked me on Twitter because I said, way to go to be a jerk to my kid. And he blocked me on Twitter.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Keeping kayfabe alive.
But it
Scott
just made me
Steiner.
mad that how much he was a dick to my kid.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Kayfabe.
Hey, Scott Steiner.
What?
What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Oh, you guys
If you want to know, Jesse White Deer disappeared for a while.
Yes,
and
and
he just come back into the room.
Well, I think it's every podcast
There
that
was
have to use
grunting.
the bathroom.
Oh,
Where is the bathroom? Because I need to use the
It's
bathroom.
like straight down there on the left.
Just right down the hall?
Yeah,
Right down.
Straight forward?
on the left.
Noted.
Yeah,
Noted.
you can pee on the floor if you want. This isn't. We're in Logan's house, by the way. So
Oh, sick.
That was
Well,
thanks.
Logan.
Yeah, shout outs to Logan for letting us do this.
Yeah.
thank you.
So, what do you guys think about the current landscape of the wrestling world?
Okay, so let Christian use the bathroom first, and then we'll
Okay.
answer it. In the meanwhile, what was what was your favorite like oddball tag team? Because mine was definitely Book Dust
Book Dust was good.
with
I like
Booker
Book
T and
Dust.
Goldust.
Rock and Sock Connection.
That's a
King.
fucking close
That was
second,
good.
too.
Also, lesser known one, but really good too. If you watch their comedy, was pretty good. Besides Book Dust, was also Steve Blackman and Al Snow. Head cheese.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, because Al Snow would be playing music and he'd be dancing, and then
And
fucking Steve Blackman
was
was
just
just like, hit it with his fucking nunchucks or whatever.
Yeah.
But Book Dust was great. I love Booker and man, Goldust. Most respect for Goldust.
Oh hell yeah, dude. Goldust gets better with age.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
his like especially his later stuff is phenomenal.
He's the GOAT.
He is.
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's fucking Randall's favorite wrestler.
Oh,
Shout
yeah.
out to Randall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Shouts to Randall.
I always loved Goldust gimmick.
Yeah.
Like,
Remember the
Yeah.
when he got electrocuted from Evolution?
yeah.
That was so bad, but it's so good.
What about Shane McMahon getting electrocuted?
Or the balls.
Yeah.
The shot
Oh,
from
yeah.
Kane.
From
Yeah.
Kane.
Yep. That was a pretty good.
Man, that fucking when Kane when he was promoting See No Evil, that was the best fucking off the hinge.
May 19th. May 19th. Yes.
Dude, so like my mom took me and my younger brother to the premiere of that.
I had to go to Shawnee to go see that. It was
Yeah,
so good.
actually, now that we're on it, what's your favorite movie starring a wrestler?
Oh.
Wait, were y'all just talking about Ready to Rumble?
Well,
that
no,
is-
but
oh,
we-
that is
but
a good-
Because
That's
that-
probably the best wrestling
Yeah.
movie.
Yes.
well, the wrestler with Mickey Rourke is
Nah,
That
I
was
still
good.
haven't watched
Trash.
that. It's not good?
No, it's good.
It's good.
But it doesn't beat Ready to Rumble.
No.
Ready to Rumble was
I
a
watched that
classic
in
as a kid.
theaters.
It's on YouTube for free.
Nah.
I mean, it's shitty quality and, it's kind of zoomed in, but
I mean,
you
I
can
wanna
get
buy it.
You can
I'll
get
go
by it.
I'll go
yeah.
You can probably buy it for like what $10 or something.
go
is
on eBay,
great.
get it at $1.
We need to watch that and then review it. Have a
Oh,
review
yes.
podcast. of
I
it.
like that
I'm
idea.
cool with that.
I'm perfectly
Yeah.
ready to rumble review.
Yes.
Yes, I'm
Sting
down.
saves the day, just
Yes.
saying. The best wrestler.
Yes.
Not really.
David Arquette, WCW champion.
Have you heard
Then he came
about
back and he almost
the,
died.
the reason why Hogan refused to drop the title to Sting at Starrcade 97 was because he didn't think he could carry the company?
Oh,
Once
yeah.
again, Hogan is an idiot.
Yeah, look how that turned out.
Well, yeah. But current what your take on current landscape, Christian? start with
Underwhelming.
you.
Very underwhelming, I guess.
Underwhelming in what sense? Like promos, match quality?
I guess just an overall expectations with how this this Wednesday Night War was going to go down. I feel like everybody really made it out to be
Well, like-
something more.
And it might just be nostalgia, but when the Monday Night Wars were going on, like everybody was talking about that. Like TV was, everybody at school was talking about it.
You're
With-
the WCW or WWF.
Yeah, exactly.
I
And
remember
with-
that at school. Yeah.
But with the Wednesday Night Wars, quote unquote, it's real lackluster. Like I agree because I think AEW definitely, and I have my reservations about them, and we'll get to that in a second. But I think that they do have good things about them. But for me,
they're still growing,
yeah, they're still growing. But for me, like WWE is always going to be the superior company.
of course.
At this
no-
point, you can't beat it.
It's like the NFL or NBA is like no matter who you have, no matter how. Are you eating cheese, my man? Shh,
Jeez.
dude. I could have brought you something to eat. I was
okay.
gonna bring pizza.
Aw.
Domino's,
Nice,
man.
because
Domino's pizza.
when I get sick,
Shout
I
out
get really
to
hungry.
Oh, oh, I'm
Weird.
sorry. I feel
It's
sorry.
really weird.
But go ahead,
I'm sorry.
Ian.
Didn't mean to cut you off on
No.
that. Just
No, you just
But-
did. That's your.
I feel
You were in
horrible.
hill mode. That's cool.
Oh. Woo!
No, go ahead.
Anyway, but my thing about it is I've been watching wrestling since '98, since I moved here in Ada. I guess the big thing for me about the current landscape, there's so many new companies. There's companies that's great for anybody who wants to watch wrestling. You have so many options
Yeah.
now. But the thing that kills it more than anything, like we talked about earlier, is social media has killed wrestling.
You can't enjoy it for what it is.
It's not as fun as it used to be.
Yeah. I mean, it's great because you have all the content.
you can't have
and everything.
used to you could like, oh, somebody's going to debut. Who's it going to be? Now it's like, oh yeah, they're all so and so's in the back. They've been here for like an hour. Like,
Well,
Oh yeah, or they'll like WWE is really bad about this now. They'll tell you whenever somebody's going to show up.
I'm like-
instead of creating a pop like The Rock this Friday night or
could've-
Stone Cold.
Yeah.
I always
Raw.
miss those vignettes
yeah,
where it was like it gets you hyped, and then like with the Boogeyman, he would have all those like creepy promos
and
or
even
vignettes.
Kofi's vignettes
Yeah.
are awesome. I
Vignettes
love
are missed
Shout
for
out
sure.
Kofi, big fan.
But even for example, earlier this shows you how much wrestling has changed. We talked about The Rock and Brock facing each other, and instead of being like, oh, we didn't know who was gonna win, it went from who was gonna put the other over.
Exactly.
And that's not how it was
No.
20 years ago, or
Yeah.
pre-internet.
Yeah, man. The internet and social media in general just ruined wrestling.
And then we have the Wednesday night war now. You know, with NXT
Yeah,
and
we were talking
AEW.
about Well,
Which
hold on.
it's stupid because it's like we shouldn't be like talking about who's gonna win.
Yeah.
The fact like
We
that-
as fans should say
that people are like hundreds of thousands of people are watching both is pretty great. But it's changing a bit because I don't have cable
I don't either.
or dish.
Exactly. No.
Do any of us here?
No.
It's like so whenever people talk about ratings or whatever, oh, there's so many people
You're right.
watch it. It's like who has TV anymore? Ratings are gonna die.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And WWE has it. Eventually I could see them just having the shows on the network. That's what it's gonna come down
It has to.
Why not? Unless just got a crazy deal like
Well,
they
I
did
mean,
with Fox.
even if they did that, even if they put all of their shows like SmackDown, Raw, NXT, they already have all the pay-per-views.
It was fine that NXT was on the network. I was sad when they moved to USA because it didn't seem as good anymore. I
But
know,
it-
that just me. Though.
that
but if-
2 hours really changes it.
Well, yeah, definitely. But like, if they put everything on the WWE network and they bumped up $5, that
I'd
still
still-
would be then enough. Even $2 or $3.
Well, I think they're talking about doing that anyway already. Is having
like
a tiered
premium
service.
Yeah,
Yeah.
premium package.
I hope they don't.
But
I don't know.
How would
the
it
thing
be
that
you can
works-
watch it on
Yeah.
Hulu right now.
Yeah.
You can if you have
It's
Hulu, you can
condensed.
watch the.
Yeah,
it's
it's
condensed,
condensed, but it's
basically cuts out all the
Filler.
unimportant stuff. Yeah.
What I liked about Monday Night Wars is when you go to school the next day. But for some people, which growing up as a kid, I went to church on Wednesday nights. For those kids who watch wrestling now, you can't
you're
have that
close to
Wednesday.
the mic.
You can't have that Wednesday night war because some kids go to church.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying trying to put religion in on that, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
It's a valid point.
Yeah, but I mean, well, okay, so we'll go around real quick, but like, what is everyone's thoughts on like the other like AEW or NWA and stuff like that? We'll start with Ian.
I'm a
That's right.
fan because some of my people who aren't in WWE are in AEW and NWA.
Like who?
Like for example, I'm
good.
my biggest fan. I'm a biggest fan of John Moxley, Dean Ambrose. I'm glad he's there. And then Cody. I've always felt like Cody had it, but he never would have it in WWE because
Well, yeah,
he's
'cause
going
you have to be
to.
Stardust.
Yeah. So giving Cody what he had, and then just figuring out I learned about Kenny Omega through Cody Rhodes. I'm a big Kenny Omega fan, so I'm loving AEW. And what's funny is I was watching the first episode because they put it on the TNT app, which is really cool because they have it all on there. And I let my older kids watch wrestling with me, and I showed my daughter and my older son AEW, and it was funny because we watched it, and I said, "So guys, what do you think about this?" My oldest is like, "Oh, John Cena's not on it or somebody." He's like, "It's okay. It's not WWE." He's like, "No, but it's not supposed to be." And my daughter looks at me, and my daughter is really smart, knows her wrestling. She's a big fan of wrestling. She goes, "Dad, this is what wrestling's supposed to be like?" I'm like, "Yeah, this was what wrestling is." She goes, "No offense to WWE," and this is coming from a 9-year-old girl, mind you, saying, "This was fun to watch." And I don't remember the last time I heard her say that WWE was fun to watch. And hearing her say that AEW was fun to watch, that made me feel good. That like, hey, I'm a dad. And even same thing is they watch the NWA Power and they're like, this is so weird. This isn't like high flying, everything going crazy. This is just, is this how? And my daughter once again mentions that because she's watched old Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair matches. She goes, "Oh, this is like, it's like a shout out to the old past wrestlers, right?" I was like, "Yeah." She goes, I kind of like this too. But it's funny because my kids can now watch wrestling and be like, oh, there's different options. And it's because most kids at my kids' school only watch WWE.
Mhm.
I love to show my kids all different type of wrestling because big hopeful wishful dream on my daughter's part, she wants to be a pro wrestler, so she just wants to get into all of it. So look out for Space Unicorn in 20 years.
What about you there, Christian?
I think it's good for the fans for sure that there's so many different companies around. My biggest problem with AEW is the roster. I feel like I know there's still just a new company, but it's too small to be airing a national show because it gets boring seeing the same wrestlers in the same matches but just switching it up.
I can see that.
Like I feel like it was Neville or what's his name?
Pac.
Pac.
Or Pac or whatever it is. It's
One
Neville.
Pac.
Yeah, one Pac. It was him versus Kenny Omega, and I feel like they had 3 different matches
Yeah.
on AEW and AEW Dark. You know?
And they interchanged Kenny Omega for Hangman Adam Page with this road cycle. And
Exactly. And I began to like Hangman Adam Page.
Hangman's good.
He has a dope entrance.
Yeah, I like that
it's
entrance.
Super dope. It's super dope.
WWE has nothing on that entrance.
They don't have Jim Johnson anymore.
Oh, yeah. Man, shout out Jim Johnson.
Jim Johnson
DJ?
appreciation.
What are your thoughts on like
Hall of Fame,
AEW
Jim
and
Johnson.
the other outside companies besides WWE? Well, and WWE, I guess.
I think it only can create like better content. It pushes people to create better content. WWE has, it's just the times I've tried watching WWE Raw or SmackDown, I just sit there and I just get so bored.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just like, this is not entertaining at all. And it's like I could be biased because I was younger and I watched Attitude Era.
Yeah, we got
and everything
blessed
like
to
that.
have Attitude Era.
And there was plenty of bad things in the Attitude
Oh, yeah,
Era
of course.
too. But like, it was just the excitement of not knowing what was going to happen every week. But now it just feels so like whoever sells the most merch is going to be the one that's pushed. Like that's all you have to know now.
Yeah.
And I hate that. The one good thing that they have done was push Becky Lynch finally.
Yes, about time.
Like-
Shout out to Becky.
Yeah. But
Good role model for my daughter
yeah, that's probably the best thing that they've done.
in a long
Yeah,
time.
well, and I agree. I think that competition definitely is. It's good for the overall product because if AEW or NWA or may not even Ring of Honor or Impact because those companies are both circling the drain pretty much. But
More Ring of Honor than Impact,
yeah,
but still.
but like if you have that second company, it definitely pushes more innovation, and wrestlers do have places to go if they're not in WWE.
Yeah.
If they're not in TNA, they can go to AEW or they can go to, Impact or go to Indies or whatever. But they have a way to almost like a second life.
Yeah.
But with me, I think I want AEW to succeed, but it's like it kind of shoots itself in the foot because, like Christian was saying, is there's the lack of roster. But when you do put these guys on, some of them, there's a difference between being on the indie scene and wrestling for an indie crowd and then wrestling for like a televised national crowd. Because as much as popular as wrestling still is like a niche thing. Like it's never going to be like American football. It's never going to be basketball. But you want to make new fans. But if they tune in and they see like the Dark Order, like where they had their creepers and then they were fucking
It's like early '90s WWF.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just
gimmicky
like
stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just real gimmicky, and you have the Dark Order, which is promoted as your top heel team, but then you have
But I thought Inner Circle was supposed to
But
be.
then you also have the Fiend.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
a whole
but-
podcast about the Fiend.
yeah, but you have the Fiend in WWE, but and that's one good thing.
If it works, it works.
Absolutely, but I mean, it's just one of those things of for me, like if I see, like I can see the Fiend and I can see Bray Wyatt, and for me, Bray Wyatt's an intimidating dude. He's got a good size on him, he's got a good gimmick, and all those vignettes and everything that he was doing on Firefly Funhouse
Oh, still
was
good,
excellent. It was fucking excellent. But that's the thing though, is like the Dark Order had those YouTube videos where it was like join the Dark Order, and then it's it had potential, and then it just kind of faded off.
Fizzled.
And then you have these guys that don't really look like they know how to work coming out as creepers, and then you have those spotlighted.
The infamous
botch.
Yeah,
punches.
those fucking phantom punches.
God.
Yeah, and
that
then you
was
have
bad.
But then you have like guys like Marco Stunt, who's like basically a small child, and we're expected to believe that like he can beat,
those creepers.
SUC, or he can beat Jericho, or he can beat all these guys. So it's like Jungle Boy, I can believe, because Jungle Boy has good size on him, and Jungle Boy is a hell of a wrestler. Luchasaurus is a hell of a wrestler, but then you have Marco Stunt, who's like 5 foot, and he's $170,
Yeah.
and we're expected to like believe
he can beat Jericho.
he can beat these like grown men, and then you have the Young Bucks, who are tiny people as well,
but
and then,
they can go.
yeah, but I mean, like, is it?
I agree. Yeah,
like wrestling still has to be.
it's kind of still sometimes.
You still gotta you still gotta lose yourself into like the illusion, because like wrestling is fake. Spoiler
What?
alert. But it's right.
What?
But wrestling's fake. But like it still has to be real enough, because in like a movie, or you're watching a movie or a television show, they don't turn into the camera and say, "Hey, by the way, this is all fake. I'm not really Thanos. I'm Josh Brolin."
So you're okay with Brock Lesnar destroying everybody then?
Well, on the contrary, though, that's the problem with WWE, is like they're just running out of ideas. Is they almost have an embarrassment of riches, where you have Brock Lesnar, and you have Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryant, and you have Bobby Roode, and you have all these just amazing wrestlers, but then you're not doing anything with them. It's like you build them up, and then you just like run out of ideas.
I like your idea on that, Jesse. The thing I was going to ask you about is that you guys can agree with this on this, that for no offense, I like all the wrestlers, don't get me wrong. Much respect to everybody who
You got to
does
speak
it.
up a little bit.
Much respect for everyone who does it and all, but you had John Cena for all those years. They just based it on one person.
Mm-hmm.
They do it with Roman Reigns. They just have one person. Then my wife, who's not a big fan at all, and she goes, "Why did they just focus on one person? They should focus on everybody."
Well, see, and that's the
I
thing, though.
understand.
It's like
It goes back to the who sells the most merch, like DJ said.
and that's where they're fucking up, is because like when you had in that era, you had Rock, you had Austin, you had Triple H, you had Mick Foley, you had Kurt Angle,
New Age Outlaws.
you had the New Age Outlaws.
Mm-hmm.
So you had all those guys, and then like the era of John Cena, you had John Cena, but then you also had Edge to some degree.
Yeah.
You had Randy Orton. So it's like you have these supplemental like supports of side characters.
Yeah.
But like you need that. You don't need to focus on one guy, because while you're still pushing,
And especially whenever everybody's booing them whenever they come
exactly.
out, like
So-
Roman,
Yeah.
and then Seth Rollins most recently.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just like not everyone can be champion, but you need to make stars out of
Everyone.
Do you think it's
Out
the
of some
fact they
people.
don't have enough charisma? Do you think some of the wrestlers
Well, I
aren't-
mean, like even if they like Brock Lesnar doesn't have a whole lot of charisma by
He has
himself.
Paul Heyman, but everybody could be beneficial with Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
But it's like if you have, because that was the complaint with Shelton Benjamin is the reason.
Yeah.
He didn't get a push is because there's no charisma. He didn't have good mic work.
But he's a
Okay.
hell of an athlete, though.
Yeah, he's a hell of an athlete, he's a hell of a wrestler. So it's like, why not pair him with,
Give him a talker.
give him a talker? So I don't know,
I agree.
you can even say about Dean Malenko. I feel like he's a good example.
dude.
He's a smaller
the
guy,
man of
but
1,001 holds,
Yep.
the Iceman Dean Malenko. Hell yeah,
Ladies man, Dean
shooter for
Malenko.
the old school ECW fans.
fuck yeah, dude. Dean Malenko.
Dean Malenko.
Yeah.
Shout out
But
to Dean
I don't
Malenko.
know. That's just kind of
I
where
agree.
my head's at. But I think that, but going back to what I was saying earlier, is that WWE is always going to be the promotion. It's always going to be, it's like the NBA or the NFL. You can never get rid of it. And I feel like if you keep giving people the same shit and you're not really, and they know you're not trying, people are going to tune out. And you're going to lose money.
Exactly.
So if you're losing money, then it's like, oh, okay, well, maybe we need to bring this person back or bring this person back. And that's the thing, is like WWE has this bad habit of like bringing old wrestlers back instead of making new wrestlers, instead of making new people.
They
Who,
haven't
who
made-
does that remind you of?
Well, yeah, exactly. WCW before they went out of business.
WCW and TNA. You can even say that about TNA after a while.
Yeah, the fact that TNA should have been huge,
It's
Should've
like-
been, yeah.
they're
Like if any company was gonna like beat, I think WWE at the time, it would have been.
they had such a crazy talent from like to mid to late 2000s.
Yeah.
Christopher Daniels.
Ian is.
Ian's leaving the
Headed out.
building.
Yeah, gotta go.
Everybody say goodbye to Ian.
Bye,
Adios,
Ian.
amigo.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good, bro. Guys, we'll do this again soon.
Yeah, man. We'll do.
Hell yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah. Well, see ya. Good luck grocery shopping.
Well, thank you, and just let me know. Same
Yeah, man.
time, same place.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever you decide.
Yeah.
But, guys,
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
good to meet you guys.
Yeah. See you, man.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be
Continue.
talking to the
Yeah, go ahead.
microphone
Continue.
every time I talk, but they just had such a good roster in the mid to late 2000s with Christopher Daniels, aka Curry Man, which was a dope gimmick.
Which he had Japanese. He said konnichiwa at the beginning of his song, but he was from India. Did you ever catch on to that?
Nope.
You know what? That really fucked me up because I don't know if I knew what curry was back then. So I'm sure I thought it was like a Japanese thing.
He's from like Bombay, India, or something.
Curry Man?
Yeah, he was billed from India.
I guess I don't
You
remember.
still have the culture.
I mean, yeah, but like, why does it say konnichiwa? That's just gonna
culture.
confuse people like Christian.
It did. I was a young boy not knowing my cultures.
Well, no, but yeah, they had Christopher Daniels,
Kaz, who are both in AEW now, or Kazarian, whatever you want to call them.
Frankie Kazarian. Yeah, and then they had AJ Styles, Samoa Joe,
Exactly.
James Storm, Bobby Roode, Beer and Money.
Petey Williams,
Yep.
Christian, definitely shined out when he left from WWE.
Talking about
there.
TNA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they had Booker T. That
Say Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle.
Oh, Perk Angle.
Yeah.
Percocet.
Yeah. Perk.
Prime Angle is
man.
Perk Angle.
Prime Kurt Angle.
That
Well,
somersault he does off the stage onto Abyss is fucking wild.
yeah, and then they had Abyss. So you had like a monster heel in Abyss, and then you kind of job him out, and then he has like family issues. Did you see that? Like
Where he's changing back and forth between Abyss and like
whatever his real dumb name is.
Joseph
yeah.
Park or whatever.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
I respected him because I thought he was willing to take a lot of thumbtacks, but he just always seemed like a Kane / Mankind ripoff to me. That's really what it comes off as. And
Although-
the mask does not help him.
That Black Hole Slam is
Black
amazing.
Hole Slam is sick.
That's amazing, dude.
Definitely done it to my cousin a couple times on my trampoline growing up.
Jesus. I thought you were just doing it to the random citizens of Ada. Just running up Black Hole Slam.
Not at this point in my life.
Oh, okay.
I had to build up somewhere.
Oh, okay. Too bad of a back.
Too bad of a back.
Okay. Alright. What about you, DJ? Did you ever watch TNA back then?
That was that time period where it was like I was in between wrestling. I was just getting older and just wasn't watching it anymore. Kind of just growing out of it. I kind of felt like I was at that period where I don't know if you guys felt like this, but I kind of felt like I had to grow out of it. Like kind of like that's what society was telling me to do.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
Well,
like
what time did
but
you stop?
I was kind of moving out too at the time, you know.
What year was this?
I want to say it was like 2007, 2008. It was kind of like on my way out.
Like for me, it was like 2009, 2010 because they were pushing people like Sheamus, who I really don't care for that much, and it's probably because
See, I had gotten
out
out right before, like just before Sheamus was becoming a thing.
They did not have a lot of good people. Right
I think
then.
I checked out like at the rise of John Cena.
In which I actually hear a lot of people who watched it through that time period say it's probably like one of the worst time periods for wrestling.
for sure. And I remember even the games not being that well, like with the rosters and stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And TNA started to get pretty shitty around that point too.
Yeah.
Because they brought in Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan.
I remember wanting to watch it though because they were on it, and I was like, "Oh,
But it's
hell
just, like,
yeah!"
them beating
But
themselves to like you know
Yeah.
fucking bloody
but they can only stick around so long and keep you entertained.
before it's just you know history repeating.
I think
itself.
that's WWE's biggest problem now is not creating new stars.
for sure.
Like
for
because
sure.
Braun Strowman was there. Like
Well, Braun Strowman He should be your new Brock Lesnar.
He was there. They had a match, and he should have won. But
And now he's the next big show.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah.
Well, and then,
Maybe not even that because he hasn't won a world title yet. You know.
yeah.
well, and then in the same vein, because you had Bray Wyatt before he was the Fiend, he should have been the first one to beat the Undertaker.
Yeah.
I feel like because then you could have put Bray Wyatt over and say like, oh well, he's.
That would have been such a crazy push for him. That
Yep.
would have done so much for him.
But like, and then you give it to Brock Lesnar, who's already over,
Yeah.
and it's like, and then he like gives the Undertaker a concussion, and it's like, what's the point of that? Like, what?
And then he lost to Roman Reigns. You know, somebody else that didn't need it really.
Well, like-
Lost to
okay.
Roman Reigns, yeah, who didn't need it. And
Well-
nobody, that was just going to make people hate Roman Reigns even more, even though they're trying to push him. And then Undertaker's like, basically, yeah, I retire. And then doesn't retire. Like, okay.
and has like some of his worst matches
Yeah.
of all time.
Well, like I feel like if anyone should have got that out of the two, it should have been Roman Reigns, as opposed to Lesnar, because Lesnar's already over. I don't know how much more over you can make Lesnar,
Yeah, but
but like Roman Reigns should have out of the two. But definitely, I think that even CM Punk around that time when he was feuding with the Undertaker, that would have been a good push for him.
What about Shawn Michaels?
What WrestleMania 25? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Well, was it 25 and 26?
Yeah, they had back to backs.
Yeah, if he was going to win it, then it should have been 25.
Yeah, I mean, but that was like right around the time he retired, right? Was what?
Yeah, and I'm not saying that I think that would have been the good idea. I was just seeing your opinion on it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've never been in like I've never been a Shawn Michaels fan.
Never been a Heartbreak fan.
No, I was never a Heartbreak Kid. So
That's fair enough.
and like I know that you shitted on him earlier, but like I was more of a Bret Hart fan back in the day. So
Hell yeah.
I mean,
There's nothing wrong with Bret Hart.
but
He's
like,
a good wrestler.
I was just never a fucking Shawn Michaels fan. Which like there are like programs of his that I actually like, and there are things of his that like I can appreciate, and I can appreciate that his talent. I can appreciate that he's a hell of a wrestler, but like I just can't. I could just never get into.
I liked when he came back after his back injury.
Yeah, definitely.
And but still, I thought he was also kind of like one of those people. He's just kind of a douche.
Yeah, do you think he redeemed himself? Do you think the whole born-again Christian thing redeemed him? Or do you think he's still like a douche underneath?
No, I think he
mean,
still is. Probably.
Because,
Yeah.
he put over a lot of people when he came back.
Yeah.
But, was that just like,
But that wasn't
him
like.
trying to have people think differently of him?
But I mean that was kind of like.
Yeah, I guess I hate early HBK more than anything, probably.
Oh, when he just fucking slaps Vader in the head.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah.
That really pisses me off when I watch that.
Yeah.
Well, and he was the one that went to Vince and said, and he wanted Vader to shoot on himself and say that he was a fat piece of shit.
Yeah.
You remember that? That was
no.
HBK's idea. Was because I guess Vader had hurt him in a match or something had happened, and Shawn didn't want to work with him anymore. And then it's like, so yeah, definitely early Shawn Michaels is more about politics than when he came back. But when he came back, like I feel like he had changed a little bit, but he was still the same guy. Like he's still gonna have that ego about him. He still is, he's always gonna be who he always has been. And I feel like there's really no change in that. And now it's like he's, a shell of himself, and he's still trying to spot, and he's still trying to, go out there and try to be the same guy that he always has been. But
Yeah, he's way too fucking old to be doing moonsaults to the outside area. That's a scary spot
like
for
what
somebody his
WrestleMania
age.
2025, that should have been it. Like he should have lost to the Undertaker. Well, and then let's talk about the Undertaker, because the Undertaker's like 5 years past his prime.
I cannot watch Undertaker matches anymore. I just.
I heard the one at Extreme
It's-
Rules was really good, but I have no desire to watch it,
Yeah.
Well, he should have, like, when he lost to Roman Reigns, that should have been it. Because he took off his jacket and his hat and he put
I
it
thought
in
that
the
was the perfect moment.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you put over the new guy. You put over, like, you establish Roman Reigns even more as a star. you put him over, and then that's it. Let's call it good.
The
Like,
match
there's-
was not
Well, yeah.
good, though,
What
is
was
the
the point of
unfortunate
doing
thing.
that with the hat and everything? If he
Well,
wasn't
he
going
said
to
something
retire?
about that. Why he just I can't remember why he said that.
I didn't hear anything about it, so
He said something about why. I thought, but I can't remember. Oh wait, no, maybe it had been why he didn't retire after his loss to Brock Lesnar. I think he said because he had a concussion and he didn't remember the match or whatever, and he just didn't want to go out like that. I think that may have been it. I can't remember.
Oh man, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I feel like him continuing to wrestle has definitely hurt his legacy
Yeah.
more than anything.
His quick match against John Cena was good. If he does quick matches, like you know what I mean, where he doesn't burn himself out, gas
Exactly.
himself, it's more fine then.
but like how much longer can he actually do that? You know.
I don't know. He's getting paid so much money.
Well, yeah, because like when he wasn't in contract with WWE for like a brief moment, somebody had posted on Reddit that he was offering $20,000 for an appearance at a indie show, like
yeah.
just for an appearance, not wrestling.
Yeah.
So for 20 grand, you could have the Undertaker show up, and I guess stand around, sign autographs.
Good chunk of change.
Well,
Wouldn't it be Undertaker, just Mark Calloway,
yeah, the Eggman.
American Badass?
I mean, American Badass was pretty cool.
Looking back, I have no regrets on thinking it's cool. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't care to see it
He
now.
was a lot more brutal, more of a brawler, I feel like,
Yeah.
when he was the American Badass.
Well, like, and that's the thing about Undertaker is like he's always consistently been great, whether he was a mortician or he was a cult leader or a biker or whatever he was. Is like his work has never declined until like the last 6 years.
Yeah.
So
I enjoyed I remember whenever he came out as American Badass, and I was like, I popped.
with the fucking trench coat,
Yeah, on the bike and everything.
just flying.
Yeah,
flying.
I thought it was cool.
what about when he was wearing those jean vests with the fucking do rag
Yeah.
and the like?
Oh yeah, that was like the first American Badass, because then he like became Big Evil or whatever when he cut his hair off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care to see it now, but I mean, I don't really care to see Undertaker fight anymore.
Yeah.
I like his entrance. That's cool. I would like to see his entrance live.
Too slow.
It is now.
Too
Yes,
slow.
it's cool at first, but it's like, all right, get down to the fucking ring.
Well, and then since we're talking about do rags, what about Vince McMahon when he became ECW
I'm
champion?
so glad you brought this up because I love Durag Vince.
It's the
with the
best.
fucking do rags, and he's wearing a black sweater with those fucking bicycle gloves. I mean, like,
Wholesome. And that's so fucked up because he did it just to shit on ECW.
oh yeah. Well, like, and the fact that he's fucking bald and he's got this fucking do rag this oversized do rag and this fucking black sweater, and he's wearing those fucking like fingerless workout gloves.
He looks like fucking Zorro.
Oh, dude, like you're just fucking no selling Vince's gimmick over here. No, like that was fucking. I don't know. That was pretty
The
cool.
higher power to the Dark Order.
Dude, okay, so like if he's one of the creepers, and he pulls off that hood, and he's like, well, fucking, Young Bucks, it's me, Bucks,
Cody, it was me all along. God damn it.
Nick Jackson, it's me. Then, I mean, even old Vince, like, he needs to have like a full suit underneath his creeper gimmick. And then, like, just pull it off, and he's...
You can't tell. You can't tell it's a suit underneath until he pulls it off. Is he the best heel of all time?
I mean...
Which one?
Vince McMahon.
Yes.
Wait, and you guys shared that video about fucking Vince McMahon when he was threatening the Undertaker, and he was, like, getting real intense in Paul Heyman's face.
Oh, and it has the Twin Peaks theme song in the background
Yeah,
playing to
And what did
it.
he say? He wanted to, like, hire a gang to, like...
Rape his wife in front of him?
Yeah, rape his wife
It's
in front of him
intense.
and fucking murder him or whatever.
My roommate was like, "Did he really just say rape?" And I was like, "Oh, dude,
I
this
mean-
is nothing."
This is the tip of
I
the
had to
iceberg.
explain to him the whole Katie Vick angle.
Oh God,
And-
yeah.
Dude.
And then I was like, "Hey, that's such a controversial angle that people still talk about to this day." And like maybe 30 minutes later, I saw a meme and I had to go show it to him. I was like, "This is proof that this angle is still
Yeah.
alive and going."
Well,
You know, there were people in the in the place, the
Dead people?
funeral place, that in the next room, I guess they were waiting. Either they had a viewing or something, or they were getting ready to have an actual funeral, and like they had to tell them to be quiet because they were being so loud with the whole angle.
God.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
Well, and then what about when Big Show, when he was at his dad's funeral,
Yeah,
and the
and
fucking
then-
Big Boss Man, like,
Yeah,
took
it's
this-
dragging the
so
coffin
like,
around.
Bruce Pritchard was talking about, and he said that they had to pay out so much money for that stuff because like when Boss Man was like rounding this corner, that fucking fake coffin like ruined somebody's grave and like
I bet,
just fucked
yeah.
up a bunch of shit, and they had to pay over like I think $30,000 or $40,000 to like these people, so they wouldn't sue them.
Christ.
Yeah, and that same thing with Roddy Piper and Goldust when they had that parking lot brawl, and Roddy Piper hit Goldust with his car. Remember that?
I don't remember that.
What? Okay, so Roddy Piper and Goldust were feuding, I think, in like the mid '90s. So it might have been right before the Attitude Era. But they go out and they're having a brawl in the parking lot, and then they drive somewhere else and they have another brawl. But it's when there's a part where Roddy Piper is like mounted on top of Goldust on the car, and he punches him in the head, and he like breaks his hand. So they had to like kind of wrap it up after that, and it ends with Roddy Piper and he hits Goldust with his car, and I think he like pins him against a garbage can or something. Also, when fucking Mankind dropped that forklift on The Rock, and he fucking pinned him for the world title. Do you remember that?
I remember that being an angle, but I don't remember it being Mankind on the Rock.
Yeah, it was.
reason.
Yeah.
I think they did that angle a few times though.
Well, yeah, because if something works, then like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like with the ambulance gimmick, where like, I forgot who did it first, but they brought the stretcher out and they did a stretcher job, and then like now that's overused. Now everyone does that.
Right.
Yeah. So
What about when Goldberg busted his arm into that limousine?
Oh, yeah. Cut himself open.
Did the wrong window? Is that what happened?
no, he wasn't even.
He wasn't supposed to break it, I think.
Yeah, he was. He was supposed to have like a crowbar or
Yeah.
something. And then he fucking his forearm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus
Split
Christ.
his arm open.
What about this was like late WCW. It was Terry Funk who was still wrestling for some goddamn reason in 2000 or 2001. And he pinned somebody, I think, for the Hardcore Championship in a horse stable behind a horse, and the horse started kicking him.
I don't know.
I don't know if he kicked the person that was getting pinned or what, but I'm pretty sure somebody got kicked by this horse.
That's just dumb.
That's probably Vince Russo.
Yeah, I don't even.
Classic Vince Russo.
Yeah.
Bro.
That's why it was so good.
Did you see where Vince Russo is suing Matt Riddle over the bro?
Nuh-uh.
Is he?
No, it was a kayfabe.
Oh, okay.
Bruh.
I would believe it, though.
He needs to make some money, dude. That podcast ain't working.
Bro. Yeah.
Well, like, didn't he? The best part is like when because he and Jim Cornette are feuding like in real life,
Hell yeah.
and the best part is like when it's Vince Russo's apology to Jim Cornette, and he's like, "I apologize that I'm from New York. I apologize that your ass is so big," and he's like just doing all this fucking like really no selling a bunch of shit. But the best part is like when he's like, yeah, I just got done, cutting my like 10-acre yard that like wrestling paid for. And the best part is like in the comments, in the YouTube comments, this guy was like, did he just put over his house and yard?
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he really goes into like how immaculate his house and yard is. And then he goes into like the little, apology.
Did you see that Joey Janela dressed as Jim Cornette for Halloween?
No, that was a Sammy Callahan. That was Sammy Callahan at the not NWA. It was TNA, because TNA had a throwback episode.
Really?
Yeah, look it on your phone. It's Sammy Callahan.
Are you calling me out right now on your
I mean,
podcast? Aren't Joey Janela and Jim Cornette on bad terms? Don't they hate
well,
each
I mean,
other?
Jim Cornette's on bad terms with everybody, to be fair.
Well, I mean, like,
Well, like-
specifically Joey Janela.
Well, Sammy Callahan, he spit on Jim Cornette, and then he wanted to fight him because Jim Cornette was talking shit about, I think, Joey Janela, or one of Sammy Callahan's fans. or not fans, but friends, and then that's where you got that beef from. Did you find it though with Sami Callihan? Because I know which one you're talking about. He on Jim Cornette's drive-thru, they asked him about it, and he brought it up that it was Sami Callihan. With Sami Callahan's program with
Yeah, I obviously
Tessa
don't know what
Blanchard?
I'm talking. So
yeah, what?
I said I obviously don't know what I'm talking about. So
I mean, you're a Mark. It's all right.
I'm a fake Mark.
Fake Mark.
Fark.
A Fark.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. What do you think about old Tessa Blanchard? And I don't know too much about it, but isn't she like trying to challenge for the world title or something crazy like that?
At TNA.
Yeah.
I mean, I seen her program with Sami Callihan, and it was good. Like Tessa Blanchard and Britt Baker. Those are two like top of the women's wrestlers.
Did you know she's a dentist?
She's also what is it? God damn it! What's his name? Can't think of his
Adam Cole baby's
yeah,
baby.
Adam Cole baby. She's Adam Cole's baby. So, and then she was at a fucking NXT taping, and she got heat for that. Did you
Oh
see that?
yeah, because she watched her boyfriend go through 2 fucking tables off a steel cage.
Which I got to see Adam Cole wrestle live in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, stupid.
Yeah, dude, Adam Cole is the fucking man.
But you also had to watch the Forgotten Sons, so it
I
kind
mean,
of
yeah.
evens out.
Well, and then like somebody called Damian Priest Milli Vanilli.
Milli Vanilli?
Yeah, he looks like that dude from Milli Vanilli.
I don't get the reference. I'm lost.
You don't know who Milli Vanilli is?
I guess not.
The old duo.
Yeah, they like lip
They
sync.
lip sync. They had won like a Grammy or something. Then it was found out they lip synced.
I probably know who they are if you
Yeah.
show me, but I
Jesse's old.
I am old.
You know,
Sorry, but now
you're like 16, right?
yeah, you can't buy cigarettes anymore, dog.
can't. Going on 17. I can almost get into an R-rated movie.
But you can't buy cigarettes because they raised it to 21.
Well, thank God I have asthma.
But yeah. Anyways, well, any kind of closing arguments?
Closing arguments.
Closing remarks.
Fuck Bret Hart.
All right, DJ.
Let's see here. No.
Okay. All right. Well, again, guys, thanks for tuning in to the Needless Potatoes podcast. A great way to support us is to go to anchor.com/Needless Potatoes podcast, and you can click on the support tab and give me money so I can keep doing this, so I can buy better equipment.
What do you need money for?
Well, I don't know. Things better mics.
Panhandle like a real man.
You need a Jamie.
Yeah,
You need-
yeah. I need
Pull
to
that
hire-
shit up.
I need to hire
Young Jamie.
I need to hire young Jamie. So it'd be great if you guys can do that. Also, check out Oberon on Instagram and the Facebook.
Yeah.
Right. And
You can follow me at.
You can follow DJ at.
I don't have a Twitter.
Oh well, you have an Instagram, right?
Yeah.
What can they follow you
I
on?
don't want them to follow me.
Okay. Well, follow Oberon Band. On,
No, please
Insta-
don't.
Okay, don't. But do. And you can follow the Needless Potatoes podcast on Instagram or on Facebook. You can catch this on Spotify, Stitcher. We're trying to get on Apple Podcasts, but they're taking their fucking time. Why are you laughing at me? I'm trying to put myself over. Stitcher, Breaker. Well, I mean, I wish. But yeah, so follow us on there.
You can follow Christian at.
Please add me on my Yahoo Instant Messenger.
All right. Well,
Christian21 at I am
Christian
at
420.
Yahoo.
Is it like big X, little X, 420, little X, big X?
There's
Hell,
actually
yeah.
3 X's because I'm straight edge.
Big X, little X, big X,
Oh,
420.
yeah. Straight edge, bro.
420
Wait,
Scottie Pippen.
What's your thoughts on CM Punk? He was your hero. Straight edge superstar.
I was straight edge when CM Punk was before he was a dick, before he became heel, like that first time when he was the ECW champion.
Wasn't he born a dick though?
I guess.
You know who doesn't get their credit is Monty Brown, the alpha male.
Really?
Tune in next time
Really?
on the Needless
how you're gonna
Potatoes
end this?
podcast.
Wait.
Keith Lee has a better pounce.
Oh, no, dude. Fuck Keith
He
Lee,
fucking
dude.
pounced Adam Cole into the crowd.
I know. I was there
No, you weren't.
at the fucking show. You talking about at the Oklahoma City show? Because he did that then.
No, this is on NXT taping.
Oh, well. I don't know.
Unless you're in Orlando.
I don't keep up with that bullshit.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I
all
don't
right.
even like wrestling.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Wrestling sucks.
Wrestling's fake. Oh, yeah. Follow the Needless Potatoes podcast.
I'm DJ Bryant.
But anyways, all right. Well, see you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you later, Spuds.
Love you. Love you, Spuds.
Yeah, love you, Spuds. Christian, say something.
Ooh.